Dallas Cheer would like to welcome you to
Falcon Football Weekly!
Center snapping, here we go, shine drill. Ready, set, go!
As we roll into week 4 of the season, the Falcons look to get a win Friday night in district play against Princeton back at home. And it is homecoming week. To break it down and talk all things Falcon football, I'm live with head coach Michael Young. Good evening, Coach.
Good evening. Nice to be with you.
Well, I know it's been a long day for you. The homecoming parade today, getting back into putting in your game plan. But before we get into Princeton game, let's talk a little bit about the Reedy game at the Star last Friday. Always an exciting opportunity to take your team into that building. We talked a lot about it last week, about the junior quarterback, Jalen Kitna. He played well and took Reedy to a 20-0 halftime lead. But then third quarter, we saw the Falcons come out and really clawed back and had an opportunity to win the game. What were your thoughts about playing over there at the Star?
Well, I think our younger kids, we have an awful lot of them. I think we're a little bit nervous. Some of that showed in the first half. We made a couple mistakes. Had a couple mistakes, just in our kickoff return. We tried to take a couple balls right out of the 1 yard line, right on the goal line. That really hurt us. I thought the whole problem with the first half was field position. We started inside our 15. It seemed like almost every drive, and we were just playing uphill, and it really hurt us and our youth, and kind of allowed that kind of building and playing against a good team. But I thought we did a good job of getting together at halftime, fixing that stuff, and the kids came out and played hard the second half. And like I said, we had a chance to win the game, had a couple opportunities, but we played well the second half, and that's what's important. We just need to keep that carrying over here week to week through district play.
Yeah, big play in the third quarter, a 74-yard touchdown run by Kobe Minor, then a block punt for a touchdown by Kelvin Yuka. Closed the gap to 20-14, but then Kitna, made another pass. But you made it competitive at the end, and you got to like the way your kids bounced back after that first half.
Well, yeah, it was great to see, and we saw some good things. We struggled up front offensively to block them the whole night. I think that was the big difference in the game. We got some youth and a little undersized, and I thought they took advantage of that on our offensive line and made it a little bit hard for us, especially the first half. But we'll get better from it. They were picked to win our district. I don't know if they're going to win our district or not. I know they were picked to. I think they're a good team, and if they are the best team in our district, I like our chances going forward because, I thought we were very competitive with them the whole night.
What did you and the staff learn after breaking down the film this weekend?
Well, I think a lot of it was just, we were outmatched in a couple spots on the offensive line, and I think that made it really hard for us to run the ball and throw the ball. If we had a little bit more time, we could have. We're banged up there a little bit. Jackson Berry's still been out. We have a sophomore starting at left guard and a new guy that at right guard that's never really played a whole lot of offensive line until this year, and it showed a little bit. They're very good up front defensively. They'll be a handful for anybody. But I think we did get better the second half, and I like the way that we competed. And if we'll get better each week, we have each week there at those spots. And if we keep getting better there each week, we're going to be fine.
Coach, a segment that we featured last year and it's been brought back. We had some feedback that said, "Hey, what about Falcon Players of the Week?" And we want to bring that back, starting with this episode. And let's start with the sub-varsity freshman of the week, Jimmy Jones. I know you try to get out there to watch the freshmen play and all the sub-varsity players. What was the feedback and what you saw out of Jimmy Jones?
Well, he's been a big time player. He plays our outside receiver for our freshman team. Had a big touchdown catch. Our freshmen are really good. We're really excited about that bunch. They had a tough game against Reedy. They were winning all the way to the last seconds of that game. They got beat on a 2-point conversion. But they're going to win a lot of games. They're one of our best classes we probably had to go through here in a while, and we're excited about him. And Jimmy's a big part of that. Big, tall receiver. That class has a lot of height, a lot of good kids in skill positions, and he's a good player on a good team, and we're excited about that group.
And the junior varsity, Isaac Nava Falan. I like saying that name.
I mean, he's got a good name, good cornerback. He's played well. He's played well enough where he's going to get to move up and play some Friday night this week. We're a little banged up in the secondary, and he's going to, when you play well and you do things that you're supposed to do like he has, you get a chance to move up and play, and he's going to get a chance this week on Friday night.
We talk about him virtually each and every week. Kobe Minor, he was a Falcon Player of the Week. You used him a lot in the backfield this past week, gained over 100 yards rushing. What else can you say about Kobe Minor?
He was the game changer. We have to get the ball in his hand. We thought going into that game it was probably going to be tough to pass protect and be able to throw it to him very much. So we found some plays that we thought would work offensively with him running the ball. And I thought our coaches did a good job of finding the ways that we could use him where we're not totally wearing him out. He had 100 yards rushing, but those are really on about 6 carries. And he had a big one that kind of sparked us and got the whole thing kind of going on that long one in the third quarter. And he also had a big hit that, caused a fumble in the third quarter. He just had a great game altogether.
Yeah, just laying it all out there, getting it done on both sides of the ball. Great to see in his senior year. Trevor Lindsay, special teams.
Trevor's one of those seniors that plays a lot of offense, running back, blocks, and he understands the importance of the special teams. I think our special teams were really good the other night. I said we had a couple bus where we probably shouldn't have brought the ball out instead of fair catching off some kickoffs, but our kickoff coverage, our punt, our PATs, everything was solid, and Trevor had a lot of good tackles on our punt and our kickoff coverage.
And offensive Falcon of the Week, Kellen Culberson.
Kellen's our center, one of the guys with by far the most experience up front. His leadership and helping out the young guys and taking over, I thought was a big part of our second half coming back. We gotten beat up a little bit and discouraged there in the first half on the offensive line, and I think Kellen did a good job of helping those younger guys and being a leader and getting us going back the second half and getting those guys playing better, get them, forgetting about what happened the first half. Let's go out in the second half and make this a game, and he was a big part of that, and he had a good game.
Yeah,
inside for us.
Offensive linemen are much, it's a thankless job. They're just supposed to get in there, get dirty, make things happen, and then the running backs, the receivers, the quarterbacks, they're the ones that get all the glory. So it's good to see, an offensive lineman being recognized like that. That's fantastic. And then your defensive Falcon of the Week, Junior Flores.
Yeah, Junior had another really good game. This is a couple of them for him. He's just been really causing havoc. He does a good job of getting penetration from the inside, which is hard to do for defensive linemen. Gets after the quarterback, a lot of negative plays, a lot of disruption, and was a big part of, our defensive effort. As bad as we played offensively the first half, it would have been easy for us to be down about 35-0 at half. So I was really proud of the way our defense played the first half to kind of keep us in it because we were just that bad, offensively the first half, and he was a big part of keeping us in that game and making some plays late to help us win the game.
Yes, it's things that the entire team can build on, that bouncing back, like you said, to avoid a big deficit and actually have a chance to win the game is fantastic. Well, Coach, it's homecoming week, so there's the distractions that go along with that, players getting their dates and the photo opportunities with the mums and all those things. And hey, I do want to ask you, do you think the whole mum thing is getting a little out of hand?
I think, when you see these girls carrying around these mums on Friday around their neck, it's surprised it doesn't hurt their back. It's just totally crazy how big and all this is. And not only that, the things that the guys go to when asking their dates out and all these elaborate things that they come up with, you got to try to top the next person. So it's definitely gone over the top.
And Coach, you want to mentor those young men even beyond the football field. So if there's a couple of them that are going to be tuning into this broadcast that maybe don't have a date yet, or maybe they don't have the courage to ask that girl that they want to go with, what advice would you give that Falcon football player on your team?
I wish I could tell you it's never be scared to ask. And then if you ever get told no, it's not going to be the first time or the last time. So it's just get used to that part of it. But definitely, give yourself a chance to go to the dance. Like I said, if you don't get a chance to dance, then just go dance by yourself.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's something that the kids don't really fully value and learn until probably 10 or 20 years from now. All 16, 17, 18-year-old young men, something about it have that fear, or most of them do, of asking the girl to the dance. So, well, good luck, guys. If you're still looking for a homecoming date, we're pulling for you, right, Coach?
Oh, yeah, and there's guys that go to group together and go to have fun and be part of it.
That's fun.
And dance,
that's
and
awesome.
There's girls that do the same thing, and there's always girls and boys that see each other and meet and be together at the dance, whether you have a date or not. And I hope they all get to go. They all need to go. You only get one or two chances to go to those kind of things. You darn sure don't want to miss them.
Well, Coach, you get back to business today, implementing the game plan with the team. How'd practice go today?
Well, this is part of homecoming is there's different schedules. We had our parade day, so we couldn't really do anything after school today. So we had to come in extra early this morning, get everything done, do our meetings, do our walkthrough, a little film session, and then go out and do our do our regular Monday practice. Really, the only thing we didn't do today that we would regularly do on a Monday is lift weights. So that'll be the one thing we missed today. But, it's a different schedule. The rest of the week is pretty much the same until Thursday. Thursday morning we'll have to come in a little bit early again because we have elementary pep rallies, which is one of my favorite part of homecoming. And so there's some different things. Football players and coaches kind of have a schedule, a routine that we go by. The dance and the dates and all that really doesn't bother me. I don't think it affects the kids. But what always worries you, Coach, is when you have different practice schedules for the week because of homecoming and things that go on. So that's just something we have to deal with for homecoming.
Yeah, it can get the kids out of their circadian rhythm, their sleep patterns and all that. But hey, they'll be okay. They'll be just fine. I'm confident in that, Coach. Now, any adjustments put in the game plan this week that we haven't seen thus far in the season?
Oh yeah, there's always different things. We're seeing a different team this week that obviously than we've seen. There's some different things that they do defensively that, we've kind of gone the last 3 weeks kind of seeing very similar defenses, a lot of zone, 4-man fronts. This week we're going to see probably a lot of 3-man front, a lot of man coverage. So this is a lot different for us offensively to kind of get to do a lot of different things that we like to do against those kind of schemes. But, last year Princeton was in an odd front, and then when we played them, they were in an even front. So, but we have seen an even front, pretty much this whole time in our scrimmages. So it's not going to be something different. But, it's always different what you see. Offensively, I think they're a really good team. I think, they're dangerous offensively. They can throw the ball and run it. So, we're going to have our hands full defensively because I think they're very well balanced. That makes it hard to defend.
Yeah, some of the players on the Princeton side of the ball to watch. Big quarterback, Brendan Strickland, 6'3", 210 pounds, and wide receiver, cornerback Kendall Johnson, 5'10", 170. And then, a defensive end tight end that they like to toss the ball to some, Corey Owens, 6'1", 235 pounds. So, any team you're going to face all season long, Coach, is going to have some standout athletes that you got to be able to control.
Yeah, I think what makes Princeton tougher offensively is they're really good at the, RPO stuff. They're very good at the run-pass option. The quarterback's very good at it. He's very good at reading your linebackers and making that throw. If your linebacker commits too hard to the run, very good at handing that ball off late. If your linebacker sets and squats on the pass, so they're very good at what they do offensively. They can score points. It's going to be a challenge for our defense because they get rid of the ball quick. What we've really relied on is getting pressure on the quarterback, and it'll be tougher this week. Our secondary guys are going to have to come through and cover people.
Princeton comes in your homecoming week, big week there in the Lake Dallas community. They're 1-1. Came off a big win first game of the season, but then they got pretty well beat up on their second game. And, they put right at 80 points on the board, averaging about 40 points a game. What do you expect to see out of your team on Friday night?
Well, this is a big game for us. Last year we lost to Reedy Actually, they beat us up pretty good last